everyone. Joe DeChara, CPA and lifelong entrepreneur, bringing you another amazing special guest who I'll introduce in a second. Welcome to How to Win Big at Business. And this is our fourth guest episode. And this woman who you see here, if you're watching the YouTube channel, she obviously she has a beautiful smile. She's gorgeous, but more importantly, she has a wealth of knowledge about business, how to get clients, and a whole lot more. She's one of the top 100 Philippine people on LinkedIn, which, if you know anything about LinkedIn, there's about 1 billion users, and just in the Philippines, there's over 12 million. But if you're in the Philippines, if you're in Mexico, the US, it doesn't matter because the information that she has is applicable everywhere. So let me introduce you to Marianne Labanete, also known as Coach Yan Yan. Hello, Marianne. How are you?
Good afternoon, everyone, or it depends on the time zone. Maybe good morning, US, and good afternoon in the Philippines. Yes. How are you?
Yeah, that,
Yes. Happy to be here.
that's a good point. You know, they say even a broken clock is right twice a day.
Yes.
Yes. So, you're a friend of mine, you're a partner. I trust you, I love you. We do a lot of work together, and I know there's a gazillion things that we could talk about, and they'll all be valuable. Unfortunately, we only have about 30 minutes because that's people's attention span now. So we're just gonna, the style here is, and let me point out that if this is the first time you're listening or watching this podcast, this is all about the entrepreneurial journey, and more specifically, the pain and suffering that we all go through. Because if you're an entrepreneur, you know what I'm talking about. If you're thinking about getting into business and you listen to this, you might think twice about it. But let me also point out, the no pain, no gain. Well, a lot of people go into business thinking it was going to be easy, myself included. Oh, this is going to be easy. I know what I'm doing. I know how to make money. And then very shortly after that, you get the shock of your lifetime. Can you resonate with that, Marianne?
Yeah, life is full of surprises, even in entrepreneur, being a business owner. Sometimes you think you knows already, but it doesn't work that way. So it's a roller coaster ride, but at the end of the day, you will find it so worth it. And again, with the help of Larry and Joe, the significance, some of people will not understand being a business owners, but we have a deeper purpose. I think that's my mantra. So doing what I love to do and just keep doing what I'm good at. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. And the point I was going to make, and you just made it for me. Yeah, there's a lot of pain and suffering, but if you stick it out, if you have the tenacity, at the end of it, you can be unbelievably successful or even mildly successful, which is fine. The thing for me is I always just wanted to write my own ticket. And Marianne, I know you for what, for over four
four
years now,
years.
and I've
After
seen
four
you
years.
write, yeah, writing your own ticket, and I've
Yes.
seen you grow and develop. So let's go back to, what were you doing right before the pandemic? And we'll bring it up to what you're doing now, because I think that's a pretty
Yes,
good,
important journey.
picture of what it's like to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah, so 2019, before pandemic, of course, a finance manager, they call it controller in one of the manufacturing company. And there's something in me that really I'm looking for a career that will help me to obtain my freedom. I don't understand or I don't know where it will happen, but I know for the fact that I'm longing for some growth and freedom. But pandemic happened. So the reason 2019 I resigned, and then I somebody reached out to me that you're in good on recruitment of people and sales. They saw some potential in me and I trust those people. Really, you see that. So I will try. So 2019 October, I signed up as a life insurance unit head. Eventually, I strive on that. 2020, before pandemic, March 2020, I'm one of the top recruiter. I bring 12 people, financial advisors on my team. Even I'm rookie, just 3 months. And then I close sales 7 to 10 lives in a span of
Wow.
3 to 5 months. I think March 2020 and April, I'm the top, salesperson closing clients. So yeah,
You
from
know
20,
that's impressive because I'll tell you why. I, believe it or not, at one point was selling life insurance. And it's probably the hardest thing in the world to sell because no nobody wants to think about, oh, someday I'm not going to be here. And if you have a family member, anyway, that I didn't even know that about you. So
yes. So
yeah,
I think they didn't share that. Maybe in some of my webinars, I share my journey just to give them how those experience mold me into where I am right now. Because this
sure.
experience manager and sales give me a compound skills that I have that now I understand why I did those paths. So it's very important to you look back where you came from because sometimes, oh, I know it's hard, but eventually those hardship on having a sales is a training for you on a in a higher level soon. So I didn't realize the importance of being good on sales. Actually, not on sales, marketing, branding. So in totality, I believe sales is just not selling. I think I mentioned to those webinar, it's not only transactional, but it's more on relationship when it comes to sales. People would love to buy on something or people they trust like. So
Yes.
it's not a rocket science actually. It's just the foundation of doing sales. So
You know, I think a big part of your success is the fact that you're not selling, you're you, right? You're transparent. You're not putting on an act. And that's what I believe people want because then, obviously they're going to like you. You don't have a problem getting people to like you, but getting them to trust you, that's a whole nother story. So that's a great point.
yes, that's why
But what
I've always realized those is a training ground for me on where I am right now. So in business it's so important. So yeah.
So you're 3 months into your sales career, your insurance career. Is that when COVID hit?
Yes, I joined 2019, pandemic hits March 2020, and then we locked down. So from that period, the income is slowly decreasing. So I have to look for another option, which is because I've seen also in the COVID days, the people with adaptability quotient is the person who will survive. And that's again when I look back, that March 2020, I learned how to create FB ads. That's where I get clients. So the next day, what will I do to have a clients even I'm at home? So I've learned FB ads. So something new to me, but I explore. Maybe that's also my tips. You have to explore in different things, what will work for you. But that time it worked, but it doesn't support. So the client also doesn't have work, so they can pay also their insurance. So I have to look for a way. I remember November 2020, I searched on YouTube, just so YouTube, Google how to earn income from home. So that's it. That sparked my interest on really how to start working from home.
Interesting. Yeah, a lot of people, and especially once COVID hit and people had to work from home.
Yes.
In the US, they call it the Great Resignation. It was like 4 million people didn't go back to work. And even today, it's hard for big companies to get people to come into the office. So that it's a constant, like, listen, we need you in the office. And a lot of people are on now what they call the hybrid.
Yes.
2 days they come in, 3 days they're off. So yeah, working from home is it's freeing, right? It's like
Mhm.
you don't have to go into traffic, you don't have to travel. But just out of curiosity, what were you selling on Facebook? Because what did you have to sell?
Before that, that's why when I was in a corporate 2018, I remember 2017, I'm selling Korean products. That's the time I've learned how to sell, just sending link FB pages to all of my
Oh,
work
so you were selling products.
products, and that's the where my previous boss saw me. You have potential on sale. That's why you have to join on our, and people like you,
Okay.
people, I saw your people some commenting and looking for your services. That's why they join. So yeah, so basically social media, again, my tips, I think there's one influencer said social media is the platform that you can sell services. It's free. LinkedIn, FB, it's a matter of just showing up on that platform, then you can get clients.
Yeah. Okay, so you're up to November of
Like
2020. You're
March
trying to
2021.
oh, March 2020.
No, no, November 23, 2020, I'm very clear to my memory that I'm asking God and I pray, Lord, where's the path for my freedom that I'm looking for? Now I'm having a hard time to have money. So what will be the best way or platform I can get out on this situation? Because I have, senior citizen with me, and then I have kids, I have to support them. But what's the way? So YouTube, of course, then eventually I go back to corporate because I don't have choice. So in the good thing about being an accountant, you have a lot of choices. So I just chose
Yeah.
a work that is near on my place, 20 minutes away. So I work on March 2021, but I still have already this eagerness to really, leave the corporate and can work online. So I juggle, I grind, hustle and grind. So March 2021, I try online jobs, the first platform that I knew this March, exactly March 21 to be exact. So I registered and applied. So luckily, I've been interviewed in EST as a tracking company for part-time. But it's very hard because there's no one teaching me on how to do it. Even that's why even the client don't know what's the task that I need to do. They just give instructions, and then when I have good internet that time, just using hotspot that time my phone. And then that's it. This struggle, but I'm looking or finding ways to really get through that opportunity to work online. So I got the job part-time bookkeeper.
Okay. So then what? So now you're back to where you didn't want to be,
Yeah, so I
working.
decided I non-stop applications and I hired as accountant in New York accounting firm. So the good thing about that July 2021. So the corporate setup that time is doing hybrid on and off, sometimes office. And then when I have a full-time work as EST, I have to really let go of the corporate because of I don't have enough sleep. Literally, I only have 2 to 4 hours sleep a day. So it's very
Oh my
hard.
God.
Yep.
Yeah, that's hard. So now I want to get to where, you start becoming adept at social media when did because you applied to work for my company for Bedrock.
Yes.
Yeah, when was that?
Because 2021, I already tried being a freelance bookkeeper for 2021. So again, I'm a person of looking for something eager to learn. So I always seen an observant. I always seen on the job post, they need someone who knows to do the tax. I think December, always seeing how to do the tax, but how can I get there? How can I be and then I saw there's a huge salary for being tax preparers whatsoever. So, and then I saw your post on, of course, on online jobs, January to be, I think December to January because I hired January. So December maybe there's already a post. Then I saw specifically I'm hiring a tax preparer or accountant, but you will be trained of in our team. So that's the one I'm looking for. Even if a newbie, I will try my best to get into this company. I will do my best to really get into that company. I don't know what company it is, but the thing is I really want to have some training on that tax preparation. So that's
Yeah. So I want to touch on something that, we joke about all the time, but it was extremely important. You mentioned Larry.
yeah.
Larry Broughton was my mentor, and at the time he was my coach, my business coach. Because to be honest with you, even though I'm a CPA, had decades of experience, I said, I'm not scaling my business. You know, I'm successful, meaning that, I made money, I helped a lot of clients, but I had hit a ceiling.
Yep.
So I hired Larry because he's a world-class entrepreneur running a huge business. And because he was a friend of mine, he agreed to start working with me because he doesn't work with everyone. He handpicks who he's going to work with. So I was like, wow, this
Yes.
is what I need. And so he started coaching me. And like a couple of weeks into it, he says, Joe, I have this new business I'm launching. How, hire my VA. And it's like the second phase, and we want somebody to try it. So would you be willing to try this? And I
Yes.
said, like for free? And he's like, yeah, you're like a beta tester. So I said, okay. And the whole training was what he did was because he had personal experience with hiring Philippine VAs for years. So he had like one person that was with him for over 15 years. And I was
Mhm.
like, wow, I've been all over the world. I never hired anybody from the Philippines. So the
Yes.
course taught me things like, okay, so you want to whittle it down. You don't want, 100 resumes to go through. So what you do is you put a secret word
Yes.
in the job posting, right? So so that was the first thing. I said, okay, in the middle of the post, I put, so answer this post with the word baseball in all capital letters. And if you don't do that, I'm not even going to respond.
Right. Yes.
And, the amazing thing was like 80% of the respondents didn't follow direction. Now, think about this. You're applying for an accounting job and you're not following the instructions. So I was like, oh my God, this is because it was overwhelming. If you've ever, had to look for a candidate, you get bombarded with. I just did, with your friend Nick,
Yes.
the talk, and there was an HR person that said, I get 1,000 resumes every time I post a job, and so it whittled it down. But the other thing was, he said, you have them make a video.
Mm.
So two things, the secret word, and what the secret word does is it eliminates the people that are just copying and pasting. And then the video, and you know this, and this is one of the things you teach in your coaching, that
Mm.
you got to get comfortable. If you're working from home, you got to get comfortable in front of the camera, right?
Yes.
So you did that. You said baseball. You did a great video. I hired you. And here's the other thing, because this is very, very important. And I talked to about this with Margie. We weren't looking for people with years of experience. We were looking for people that want to learn,
True.
had capacity, and aligned with our values. Okay. So you were transparent, you were, and you told us where you were in your journey. So
Yes.
you fit the description. So we gave you a shot, and the rest is history. So I'll let you pick it up from there.
Yeah, as you always told me, there's no such thing as coincidence. Everything is already planned. So you just have to really work on every day. Just now, just suppose you have to look for your whys. What you really need have to be specific on that thing that you want and dream, and it will open doors, not only open doors but windows. You will be surprised one day. This is something I prayed for. So those things, when I look back, I'm always super grateful with the journey, and that's why I'm always sharing with the coaching that the thing that I've learned on this journey is one of the criteria of being successful is they have a coach, because those coaches already do those hardship. They already been there, done that, they say. So they just shorten the process, giving you some holistic approach, the real life experience that you've been through. The good thing about me, that's why they always resonated. I've been to corporate, I've been to sales, selling all the products, looking what I'm good at, but I cannot identify what I'm already 40 that time. Imagine when I transition to it's I'm already at 40. So they say life begins at 40. So now I'm asking myself, I'm already 40, but what is happening? What is really my purpose? What's really something that will make me happy? So you have to really look on your whys. That's why there's a book, yeah, you mentioned. So
Yeah.
the good thing,
Start with
yeah,
why.
yeah, look, finding your why. So maybe that's it, finding your why, and you have to move. Don't stop looking for that reason of your why, I think.
So now one of the things, and I remember this, you mentioned in the interview was that you had a small Facebook group you started. You had 1,500 members where you were trying to show Philippine accountants how to become a freelancer.
Yes.
And you were doing everything for free. And I said, "Oh my God, this woman is like just, she has a big heart. She's trying to help people." And that was another reason why we hired you. And then what happened? You're working with us for a month,
Yeah,
right?
so that happened when that's why the good thing, I maybe I can reiterate the thing that you mentioned, the thing, if you will really need a job or you want to be part of the company, something's alignment. I realize you have to be aligned on the values, and you have a room for learning and growth. Maybe that's the thing I have when I go to Bedrock, and I really, really want this job. So I will do my best, just follow all this action of Corinne and the CFO and then you. But I got in. Then I mentioned that I have a community that I started. It's just a matter of a small initiative. Maybe I think that's already a born, a natural, character in me, that I have to initiate. Because if nobody will do it, who will? So
Yeah.
looking back again, when I was in high school, college, I'm always the one raising hand, do the initiative. So I think in real life or in business, you have to create an initiative to people, to suggestions, to growth on anything. So that's the thing. I think the values that we have is initiative, and then that one, accountability, because also commitment, because if you have a Facebook community, you have to commit, you have to protect your like community, you have to show up to the people who trusted you on that community. So I did it. Every week I have a webinar, and then I'm teaching for free how to get clients, how to do Loom videos, how I land clients using Upwork and online jobs, LinkedIn. So those things.
Yeah. So what was the for us, what was the watershed event? Because I want you to let
To coach.
everybody know what happened.
Yeah, so after that, you told me, I think October 2022, when you and Mr. George, talked to me that, hey, what are you doing? I thought it's just
No, no, you skipped the whole part. The
what's
part
that?
where
Sorry,
after 30 days, you come to me and say,
I
I
have to
don't want to hold
resign.
you back. This
Yes.
job, this isn't for me, and I don't want to hold you back.
Yeah, I still have the email of the resignation. Then I told, sorry, regret to inform you that I will leave or resign on this position. I don't want to hold you back because I have other clients and I have a community. So I don't want to be the cause of delay, because I know for the fact that this is tax season, busy. I'm so unfair to the team of Bedrock, especially to Luz. Hi, Luz. So I have hunting, I think 6 to 8 clients that time that I have to really, suffer those clients. We're using Wave that time. So that's the first time I've learned Wave also. Yes.
Yeah, so I'll not, because I remember it like it was yesterday. I was like, okay, thank you for being honest. I appreciate it because a lot of other people would have just milked it and just taken the pay until, they got fired. But I said, you know what? This is why I hired you. You were transparent. And I said, but what are you doing with that group? Because I have this old course that I taught people how to become bookkeepers, but I could tweak it and add US taxes, and maybe we could teach your group how to become freelancers and get into the US tax business,
Yeah. So
right?
think it's a perfect match that time. It's just a matter, again, complementing the strength and weaknesses of one another, right? So, a perfect match
Yeah.
that time.
Yeah, and just as a side note, today we have probably 40, we're working on 50 different courses. We've taught over 1,000 of your fellow Philippine accountants. We've had, OFWs come home. If you don't know what
Then,
an OFW, it's what's an OFW?
uh, overseas Filipino worker.
Right. So I never knew what that was. I was like, wait a second, you mean like mothers and fathers like go to another country and they leave their family so that they could say, I was like, that's not good. That's
Yeah,
not good for the
don't have a
family.
choice. Yeah.
So, over the last 4 years, I know that we've helped, people come back and be reunited with their families and work from home and get and become free.
Yes.
Free. And that's what a lot of people want now. They want the freedom.
Yep.
So you had 1,500 people at that time, and right now you're at like 24,000.
2025. Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, and then you started to mention about the meeting that we had with Sir George.
Yeah, that's the time. I remember July, you asked me to take Gallup test, and then September I took the Gallup test, and then October I think we have a Zoom call, and then I thought it just a normal Zoom call checking on me, what are you doing? But I didn't know that I have the superpower that you see in me. Sometimes we are also questioning or disqualifying ourselves. We don't believe ourselves until some people see you're shining like a kryptonite. You have the superpower, but how come you didn't see it? You're so blinded. You're again,
Yeah.
syndrome.
What did Larry teach us? Who's the most negative person in
Yeah,
your life?
so that I think I'm guilty on that. So I'm always
We
guilty
all
on
are.
that. Yeah, so but I think the thing that I've learned, if people saw a potentials in you, you have to trust them. Because again, you only one-sided, but they see the whole being of you. So you have to trust
Yes.
people. So that's what I did. So now I have over 1,000 mentees and I'm still counting. And I'm proud to say that some of them already land their clients. And the good thing about the community, it's open doors. Actually, I'm always grateful to the community because it becomes the safe space for learnings, not only support but learnings, coaching, so collaboration. So that's the power of the community that even in freelancing and business, I've learned that you don't have to do it alone. So you need a support system and again complement with your weaknesses.
Yeah. Not only do you not have to do it alone, you really can't do it alone.
Yes.
And I think that's one of the keys. You have to be humble enough to
As
say, you know what, I don't know everything. You mentioned the Gallup test, and it's funny because I talked about this with Margie, another one of our friends, one of my clients.
yes.
Gallup is the Strengths Finders test. You could take it for free. And what that does, so the free version will give you your top five
Strength.
strengths. If you take the paid version, it'll give you like a whole analysis. So that was eye-opening for you, right?
Yes, I saw that I am a communicator. Now I understand myself that I'm really born to communicate. Again, I'm something natural to me that it's not very hard for me to do it. It comes naturally. It's my day-to-day nature. So why not focus on that? So you will not be burned out. You are happy and there's a result doing what you love and what are you good at. Yep.
So now you start coaching people on doing something that you enjoy and what you're really good at. You're actually one of the best that I've ever seen. So you know how to open the doors, how to get clients, and let's talk about that a little. So where are we now in the journey?
So
That's still
coaching, and
2022.
then I have a task wise which I simultaneous, but I do that on 2021, but I also don't know where to start. But somebody saw me that, hey, you're getting clients on link because I'm really a poster. They call it poster on social media. Because I've also learned that people on social media is just watching. They're watching, observing until such time you're top of the mind, and then when they're ready to buy, you're the first one to point person. So that's exactly what I do since I'm selling. It's something that works for me, that I believe it's really working. Psychology, there's a psychology or science behind that. But then, yeah, I task wise, then I have 17 clients on Upwork. So they say you have to outsource. But again, as a business owners, I might segue, a business is sometimes doesn't work the way you want it. So there's a loopholes, client go, VA go. So again, don't stop looking for the valid proposition and the strength of your business. You have to have at least core business. I learned this from you, right? You have at least three core business model that don't rely on only one structured. So you have at least three streamline of income. So I've learned that. So yeah, so basically that's my journey. Then I'm teaching simultaneous, collaborating affiliates. So I have a lot of affiliations to you, to Bedrock, to other CPA review, MBA courses, those businesses. So I'm affiliated because I believe in a collaboration. So sometimes those clients come to me, they're leaning on my strength. You're good at marketing. You should post this. So I'm willing to
Yeah.
help as long as we're having the same core values.
Yeah. So let's get into, so now you're posting on social media. When did you start like building up the steam on LinkedIn? Because I know now you have
48,
almost
48, 48,
50,
almost.
48,000 followers,
Yes.
right? Which is a lot of, and it's going up all every day, it's going up.
Yes.
So talk about what you, so first I want to point out, so now you're a business owner, but
Mhm.
you're doing stuff that you don't really enjoy. I know this because now you
CPA.
have 17 accounting clients and you don't really like doing accounting, right?
Yes.
But you're building up this LinkedIn following. How did you do that? Because everybody starts with zero,
Yeah,
right?
I
Everybody
remember my
starts with zero.
I remember when I took my MBA class way back 2018 when I'm still working. And again, I'm a person of looking for growth. So that's why I enrolled. Although I didn't finish, I'm planning to finish hopefully this next year. But they said you have to go to LinkedIn instead of going to Facebook. LinkedIn is the best platform. So I followed. That's also the tip. When you have a teacher or a mentor, follow what they've been saying to you. So I go on LinkedIn 2018, but I don't know how to build it. But I remember 2021, I saw some people posting on LinkedIn and then top 100. So again, as a person who's always an ambitious one, or there's some in a way envy, a good envy. How can I be a top 100 Filipinos on LinkedIn? What are they doing? I didn't know, but again, the community helps me. The community is the one who nominate me that I have a platform where Miss Yanyan is helping. So meaning community plus I've learned how to create content on LinkedIn. So on the LinkedIn, people there are just again watching like Netflix watching, and then if they're ready to buy, they will buy. But there's some again science, psychology on that. You have to gain their interests and you have to be aligned on their values, what they wish for. I want to be like that. I want to be like her. She's good in that. I want how to become her. So you will tell story, people buy story, and there's entertaining, inspiring, and educating. So it's a mix of those content. So it's not boring in a way. So even people didn't see you in person, they see the authenticity. That's the term. They say I am authentic. I can share whatever I want without hesitations.
Yeah, and
My
then they make that connection because they're like, oh my God, I went through that. And,
yes, I
and
can relate.
yeah, and so because I'm watching you all this time, I'm like, oh my God, because I can't do what you do. I'm like, yeah, I'm not posting videos and putting up pictures of me going out to dinner with my girlfriend.
Yes,
But so you're putting up valuable content, okay, educational stuff. You're teaching people like, hey, this is what you got to do to, get an interview. This is what you got to do to, build your resume. But then you're posting things like working out in the gym and
yes,
going to, having dinner with your son and your mother.
yes,
And I'm like, okay, so I'm like, oh my God, she's like building up this huge following,
Yeah,
right?
they call me,
And
they
then,
call me it's like an influencer. So even my co-founder, every time we have a networking event, they will introduce me. This is Miss Yan Yan. She's influencer on LinkedIn. Huh? I didn't even know I'm influencer on LinkedIn. I'm just a typical, writing story. Just to give you again a throwback, when I started the freelance bookkeeper, the thing that also show on on Google, what is the highest paying job is copywriting. I didn't know how to do copywriting because
well,
I'm not good on communication. There's no AI that time. So how can I do copywriting? Then I realized I'm doing now the content creation, a copywriting in my own way.
right.
Yeah, that's it. So now it's fulfilled. It's fulfilling.
So when I think 2023, you get nominated to be
Yes.
one of the top 100 influencers in the Philippines. So there's what? Because you give me the numbers. There's like over 12 million users in the
Yes, yes.
Philippines.
I think that time 11 to 12 and 1 billion, of course, in globally in Philippines
Yeah.
12, and you're one of the top 100. So imagine the recognitions and the help of that when it comes to your branding and visibility.
Yeah. So now I know, you didn't just get be put nominated and achieve the top 100. That opened up all kinds of doors for you,
Yes.
right?
So
So
it built
let's,
trust. Yeah, so it built trust where every time they saw the banner on my LinkedIn, oh, this is top 100, because being a leader is not something, it's not a title. Sometimes being a leader is someone who take responsibility. That's why they love people, because I've learned also in sales that my mentor told me also, you should find a way to have a recognition. Do whatever it takes. I don't care how you will do it, but do it. So I create recognition, best sales, whatever. So I just did what I need to do. Show up, call, follow ups, social media. So it's a mix. Then even in top 100, you really have to show up. And then eventually, if you're being recognized, this is something people will trust you because you are being recognized. So there's
yeah,
already
but not only do you get recognized by your followers, you got, because I know this working with you, you made some substantial connections with other,
countries.
it's like a whole nother community,
Globally, yes.
right?
Yeah. Singapore, I have a connection now in Dubai, now in Australia. So I have about to mention that we have to supposed to meet last Saturday. Anyway, it's a different story, but I
Yeah.
want to meet him soon. But I that guy on LinkedIn saw me way back May 2024. And then he said specifically, I was really, what are you doing? Soon we will be working together. So it happened this year. So now he's here helping us to do what I love to do, creating opportunities and a collaboration.
So I want to make this point, because I same thing with Margie this morning when I
Mm.
interviewed her. People look at people like her, people like you. Oh, she's successful, she's beautiful, she's in the top 100. It must be easy for them, right?
Yeah.
But, if you go through the whole journey, it wasn't easy, right? It was tough. But like I said, everybody starts at zero and it takes time. This is one of the things about being an entrepreneur, Marianne. We entrepreneurs are impatient. We want it yesterday, right? But it never happens that way. So that's why I find people like you to interview to go through. Hey, I didn't start out as the top 100 influencers, right? But now, so what happens is it snowballs. So now everybody's recognizing you. Now you're making connections. So, to me, the way I look at it is the best is yet to come.
Every day I'm always surprised on what's the opportunity that comes along my way, because again, always grateful for of course with the people. It's all aspect of people. You've been surrounded with the people you really trust. Again, with the alignment of values, I've learned to say no's now. Before, I'm just yes to all the opportunities. That's why I burn out. And I realized you have to say no also. But as a business owners, They said if you will become a freelancer business owners, you're relaxed, but definitely not that way. Although we have a freedom right now, maybe that's our success, but it's 24/7. You have a team, you're looking for scalability, you have to look for a clients, you have to create a decision. But again, at the end of the day, as a business owners, we always when we wake up in this morning or evening, we always say, who will be the one to serve the next day? What's our purpose for
Yes.
this day? So it's very cheesy or clingy in a way, but for those people who doesn't on the stage of being a business or entrepreneurs, it's really a super deeper purpose on what we are doing. So Miss Margie has a deeper purpose, Larry, you, all of our business owners. But again, at the end of the day, it's very worthy and something you will be grateful because you're given the task to lead, you know, to lead.
Yeah, Larry said something, two words that changed my whole perspective. And it's how we, all of us, Margie, you, Larry, and the two words were serve first. Okay. We're here to serve. So it's not all about the money. The money follows. That's one of the things I learned from Larry. But let's bring it, all the way to the present because you had 17 clients. You mentioned this TaskWise brand that you had. So now I know what you're doing now. I'll let you talk about it. How did you transition from, doing affiliate marketing, your networking, now you got 17 clients and you have TaskWise. So how did you get from there to where you are today?
So when I started, again, it's important that you do the trial and error. I think in life, don't be afraid to fail. So I think I have this kind of, even I fail, I will bounce back. I will find way, whatever it is. So trial and error, although outsourcing that time when I have 17 clients, it didn't work my way. So now I realize I'm only good at recruitment. So maybe filtering the candidates based on my experience, what are the client wants on the candidate. So I know already because I've been there. So when the client told me this is what I want, I know to bring those people. So I'm just happy with the recruitment or placement fee. I'm not doing the outsourcing because I hate that. You know that we hate bookkeeping, checking. We're impatient to check. We know how to do financial report, we know how to do projection, but when it's come to checking people of the work of people, since I'm like an empathetic person, sometimes I cannot correct the person because it might hurt them and they for sure they will leave. So I'm happy with just pleasing them. And the important thing is they are direct clients. So I don't have fee at all when they have an agency fee. If they get $10, that's very straightforward $10. So that's basically my structured and sometimes, yeah, successful hire, commission base, affiliate. If there's some sales coming from me, they will give me a referral fee. So I'm happy with that right now. So yeah,
So explain exactly what TaskWise is. What's your, because you talked about
yeah,
branding
valid
and you
precision.
brand.
Now the valid proposition of I'm Yan Yan, connecting you with the right people with the right businesses. So I'm connecting the right people based on the needs of the business. So
So you're basically doing
connector
what what is in your definite strength.
power. Yes, yes,
You're building communities and on both sides of the spectrum. You're building, you have a huge following with people that want to be freelancers and even people that are freelancers that want to upskill. So
yes.
you have also this coaching business, right? So that's
Mm,
why we call you Coach Yan Yan. And you have this other following of people that need the helpers. They need the workers.
yes.
And and I know that there's a severe shortage of accountants. So we have all these accountants in the US and Australia and Canada looking for help. And they're just like me. They're like, oh my God, if I put this ad on
Yes.
LinkedIn, I'm going to get 3 million resumes. So that's not an option. So you're sort of like the in
Cutting the process.
between.
Yeah, I'm cutting the hiring process, which some of the business also doesn't like. They want, just give me that at least the top shortlisted, and then we will interview them if we're right fit with the culture. That's why they get our services on that.
Yeah. So, I got to tell you, being a I'm not only an entrepreneur, I'm a student of entrepreneurship.
Mhm.
From the time I was young, 15, I was like, how do people build these huge businesses? I'm like you, I wanted to know, I have to know because they all didn't start out big, okay? What are the components? And you explained it in a nutshell. It's like you had to find what you're good at, find your why, right? And trial and error. The, you can't do this without failing. You mentioned that, right? And little by little, things start falling into place, right? So
Yes.
it's amazing to me. I'm watching you. You start out as, oh, yeah, I want to work for you. I want to be an accountant. I want to learn taxes. And now today, you're like a top influencer on LinkedIn and Facebook, right? You have what your superpower. Not only so a lot of people have superpowers, but they're not utilizing,
Yes.
right? So I'm looking at you and I got to tell you, I love you and I'm so proud of you
Thank you.
because you're like the poster child for this is how you do it. This is how you become successful, right? So, we've gone on a lot longer than I like because,
Yeah.
people
It's okay.
short attention span, but this has been a great, great conversation. Like I said, I think the best is yet to come for you. So let's do this. Let's give your final words of wisdom and let people know how they find you if they haven't already figured that out.
Yeah, last word maybe. I think life is never built in an easy path. This is again, it is designed to lots of failure, maybe 70% failure, 30%. So maybe God created that kind of percentage. So when you come to that point that you are on a good situation, or they say it's successful, you have already a freedom, you will be grateful. Because the thing is, you didn't come with those trials, you will not be grateful, and you will not call him that saying thank you. Thank you for having those hardship. Now, in a little
Yeah.
simple way, we appreciate small things now. Sometimes they say success is a lot of money. You know that it's not all about the money. Sometimes success for me is a freedom. Freedom to work with the people I want to people who want to be with, and freedom to do what I really want. So it's a long journey, I may say, but if you wouldn't stop on looking for your whys and your superpower, and looking for people who will really support you, like Joe, Larry, those people who inspire me, Margie, Abisa, for those people who inspire me, Sir Francis Kong, they're all compound, factors that affects my growth. So I always, again, grateful for those factors because they really help me to be who I am today. They say successful, but I'm not successful. I'm just, in a way, freedom. I can say yes.
You're on your journey.
Yes.
You're on your journey, and I could tell you, I see your smile, you're happy. I
Mhm.
see you in action, and I was like, this is somebody that's not only great at what they do, but they love it. You love what you're
Right.
doing. You love when you're coaching people, when you're teaching, and I love that. That's why, we have the same, we have
Yeah.
very similar values. It comes down to helping people,
That's
right?
it.
And when you help enough people, it's amazing how successful you become,
Mhm.
right? So how do people find you?
So, of course, I'm very active on LinkedIn. There's our pages, freelancer yan, but basically, I'm on LinkedIn doing content every day, sharing my stories, inspire, educate, and entertain you with my story. So, yeah. YouTube, yan Labonete. Coach yan on FB, but I cannot accept friends anymore. I'm loaded with the 5,000 friends, even in my own account. So sorry for
But
that.
I think they could follow you still.
Follow, yeah, but I cannot accept friends anymore. Sorry. That's why LinkedIn, we can connect on LinkedIn. Marian Labonete. Thank you so much, Joe.
Yes. Yeah, God bless you. That's our story, folks. We're going to stick with it. God bless. If you enjoyed this episode, please follow us, give us a rating. It helps. And that's it. Over and out. Thank you so much, Coach
Thank you.
Yanya.
I miss
And
you. See you soon.
till next time. Thank you, everyone.